Welcome to the Boom Bap Kingdom. Yo, peace and welcome to the Boom Bap Kingdom. We're here and we're super duper chilling. And today I wanted to jump on that Akai force. That 3.5 is the truth. I've been rocking with it for a little while, and I have to say, I really enjoy it. And today, what I decided to do is a little series on flipping classic joints from the 80s. Back in the 80s, in New York, there was quite a few records that really rang out. They were like super duper hits. And I am not talking about hip hop or R&B. Some of these records may have crossed over into the R&B charts, but these were mainly, I would say, new age, punk rock, that kind of thing. So some of my favorite records from back in the days were from groups like Culture Club featuring Boy George, Duran Duran, Tears for Fears, the list goes on and on and on. I mean, some of these records are super iconic, and I wanted to listen to these records and see if I could chop and flip them. I went digging in the crates. I went and I dug and I had a great time, and I got a nice batch of vinyl. One of those songs, which is one of my favorite songs, is from Culture Club called Time. And I've always really thought that record was a very powerful record. And I wanted to flip it. So what you guys can do, because I don't want to get jammed up, what you guys can do is pull up Time from Culture Club, listen to that record, and then let's listen to what I did to that record. So I'm just going to break it down. The beat is already done, but I'm going to explain what I did. Let's come over here. So for this beat, I used 6 tracks, and I did use the stem separation. So in the first track, if you look on the main screen here, you'll see my chops. And of course, if we come into sample edit, I super pitched these chops. They're all -10. That's the first thing I did. Second thing I did for my chops, I went into my channel mixer and I went into my effects. And if you notice the track for my chops, I have 3 effects occurring here. I have the SP1200 ring effect. I have Akai reverb set to medium. And I also have the lo-fi filter. That's what I did for my chops on this first track. If we go back, we can either go to the matrix or the main menu. Let's go to the matrix. Let's listen to the loop. I'm assuming you guys went and you paused the video. You heard the original record. Now let's listen to my flip.
Damn son, that loop is insane.
Come on. The second thing I did was I added my drums, of course. And for my drums, I ran those through the regular SP1200 filter. If we come to sample edit, we can see that I pitched my drums, right? Now, that's -3, the first kick and the second kick. The snare, I'm doubling up snares, so the first snare is -2, and the second snare, I left that pitch normal, and then I have a third kick there, and then I pitched my hats -5 and -3, and I have an open that I pitched to -2, and then all that stuff is running through the SP1200 filter. I like the way the Akai algorithm, I like the way their version of the SP1200 filter sounds. It's really not actually authentic and true to the original, or say something like the S2400. It adds character to drums. So I ran my drums through that SP1200 filter. Let's go back to the main mode. We can hit select, hit the track button, and this is a key group. And if I go to menu and I go to the track edit, we see, this is my bass track. So that's just a bass shot that I turned into a key group and I started playing. I do not believe I ran that through any kind of filter. You see there's no more effects really for the rest of the beat. So the main effects really was on track 1 and track 2. The rest of this is pretty raw. But what I will say is that I also will use pad effects from time to time. So for instance, if you go into my pad mixer, you'll see that I put a spring reverb on just my snare, and I did the same for my second snare. When I'm using effects, I will mix and match between the group of samples running through a send or individual pads having an effect assigned to it. And that just gives me more flexibility. So you heard the loop, you understand the drums and how those are being affected. The rest of this is offsets. Those have effects assigned to them, but they're pad effects, right? So if I go into the pad mixer, you can see where I have a multi-tap delay on that one. I have a reverb on that one. One of these has the lo-fi effect, etc. These other two are just raw. I like the way they sounded already. Didn't feel I needed to process them. And that is pretty much it. And I'm going to do what I always do. And that's leave you with the finished joint. From 80's classic to Boom Bap Magic. BBK salute. Peace. Here at the BBK, we know that drums are super important. Your samples are super important. This is where you draw inspiration from. This is how you make the most banging beats that you can ever make. And here at the BBK, we got you covered. Just listen. Your word is bond. You can get busy with the packs on the BoomBapKingdom.com and watch all our videos on YouTube for the discount codes. Peace.